So this is the Town Hall Renovation Workshop for April 7th, 2026. So some of the things we went over, we like the 50-50 of the entryway color on that samples that we made. So put that on top, and then the original 100% on the wainscoting. And then use this what's called solid opal on the door trim and the ceiling. And we got suggestions to do eggshell texture on the walls and satin textures on the trim. And the wainscoting should also be satin. We have a new faucet outside. Thank you, Malachi Whites. And there's a hose back there, so we can do cleanup now when we're painting. We have, what do I have? So that faucet works. None of the other faucets have any water to them, so at some point we do need to replace the metal piping there with PVC or whatever, just PEX, whatever is for outside there. So yeah, in this plastic round thing there, that's where that faucet is, and you can see there's a little notch cut, but it's not enough to keep it straight enough. Yeah, it wants to kink. So there's the two faucets that work. None of the other faucets seems to be working. Tyler did some measuring. There seems to be enough space to make a 5-foot build out on the bathroom that would make it ADA compliant, and a corner sink in the bathroom would work better that way and won't impede the wheelchair access for ADA. All our door frames, doorways seem to be ADA compliant in width. Then we talked about rain capture and rain bees that came out, was that last week before? Said that this roof can give 20,000 gallons. So that's way more water than we would need at any
that's
one
what
point
we
in
needed
time.
for the fountain as
Well. And then the fountain would probably use the bulk of that water just due to evaporation in a fountain. The person that we were looking at doing the cistern with the ferro cement, is that what it's called? Probably won't be able to do that. Haven't given up 100%, but probably won't be able to do that. Hadn't done it before and just concerned about being the first time on that. So a metal tank, as far as the cistern, they run about $1 per gallon of storage.
That's the plastic.
Oh, that's the plastic. That's why I'm looking at you.
Yes.
So that's the plastic. Do we know what the metal runs?
$1.70.
cheaper there.
Yeah.
Okay, so tank's about $1 per gallon for plastic, and then $1.70, 0.7 for metal.
Well, I think the tank that he was showing us, I don't know if he was talking about the 18,800 gallon tank or the 24,000 blah 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 gallon tank, was like 16,000. So it's a little less than $1 a gallon for the large capacity metal.
So the bigger you get, a little bit more economy of scale on there.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was like
Okay.
70 cents.
We do need to take a look at the survey, because we did have a survey done when we purchased the property. We need to take a look at that survey and get the definitive on where the easements are on this place, how much easement is there. As far as painting on the outside, if we primer with Zinsser and then paint over that with the white, we think we're good as far as the weathering on the boards. It gives it character. We talked about having, this is just all over the board. We're stream of consciousness meeting. So we talked about having the opal white on the baseboard in the pink room. And then we'll finish painting in the pink room, and then we can move our items in there in order to do the last 2 floors. We may leave the wooden walls in the clerk's room without paint. Still, we're kind of growing, kind of used to the way it looks in there. So, and then I'll check on the internet. There was one more thing I was thinking about that I didn't have here. Survey. Oh, and then we talked more about parking. And we still don't have our slam dunk idea about where and how to do the parking, but I think we're closer.
We can fit like about 8 spots in here. We have to deal with the septic, maybe fill it in or something.
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
decided to do that.
Okay. So we're still ironing out what we need to do with parking, and I think that's pretty much what we covered today. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and so are we setting a date for having a city council in here?
I don't know if we're setting a date. For city council would be great as soon as possible, but maybe June.
June. Yeah, we'll try for June. Depending on it, I think a lot of that depends on
They're
internet
talking
because
about fundraiser stuff.
yeah,
And probably a June fundraiser too.
yeah.
June.
I wouldn't think it would be too hard to get the internet set up. I mean, didn't they get in touch with you and say?
Yeah, they did. They just
Yeah.
said, "Hey, we're GVC, and we just happen to have fiber there at that location." So, right arm.
Well, maybe you guys can have a May meeting. Maybe May.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Kingsbury.